Your call.
Welcome back. The #1 mission right here on Wave 3 Listens is the health and safety of your family and loved ones. If you have a senior in your life, winter is on the way, and that means ice, low temperatures, dangerous conditions, and for a senior, this can be very challenging. With me now is Summer Chasteen. She is with Salem Crossing, which is under the umbrella of American Senior Communities. Welcome to the show, Summer.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's talk a little bit about this. I think you and I were discussing this a little bit. There's some things we take for granted. You know, happen during the winter, and we go, we don't have to worry. But if you have a loved one, a senior who is perhaps suffering from memory loss, a little dementia, then these are real concerns. For instance, if you accidentally leave a door open, you forget to close the door, go to sleep, temperatures drop, it gets a little dangerous, correct?
That's right. Yes, there are a lot of things that we need to look for when we're talking about senior safety, and one of those things, leaving doors open, is something that happens a lot more common than people probably think. And then, of course, it adjusts the temperature in your home and causes adjustments in your body temperature overall. Some different things that we also look for is with seniors sometimes might go outside in the cold and not properly dressed. So you'll find people who may not have their coat on and not realize it's that cold that they need coats or even their shoes. We'll forget to lock the doors, forget to set the thermostat. Also simple things that we take for granted sometimes, such as forgetting to turn off a space heater. It can be very dangerous if you're not aware of the things that your loved one may be forgetting while they're at home.
Yeah, you know, leaving stoves on, not forgetting to set the thermostat. And here's what I'm curious about, Summer. How do you know, like we're accustomed to grandma, grandpa, whoever the case may be, you know, being very lucid, being really sharp. And then maybe suddenly it happens. Maybe one winter they're starting to forget things. What are some of the, maybe the red flags that people should watch for with seniors?
Starting to forget simple things like that, or forgetting if they're still driving, forgetting how to get to the places that you get to every day, such as churches or even to your bank. People needing more reminders about, what did I go over here for? There are just different things that you should watch for that are some of the early warning signs for people who may have dementia that you should be aware of.
And this is all good information. And also there's, you know, physical danger. When we talk about ice, we're talking about slipping. I mean, I would imagine at Salem Crossing, I don't think it's probably an uncommon occurrence to have a senior who slips on ice, break hips, knees, etc., right?
That's right. We see that every year during this time whenever we start seeing ice. We have a lot of seniors who will go out to complete just everyday routines, even going out to get the mail, and they're a little sometimes not aware of the ice in certain places and may slip and fall and result in some sort of fracture. And that's how they end up with us a lot of times in our Moving Forward program, and require physical and occupational therapy to be able to return home to their daily routine.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Salem Crossing and some of the services that you offer, if you would. I was doing my homework here, and you said there's a Moving Forward rehab.
Yes.
Now, I understand moving forward, getting better.
Yes.
Positive movement in that direction.
That's
How does
right.
it work at Salem Crossing?
Well, at Salem Crossing, if you're part of our Moving Forward program, you will come in and be assessed by our highly skilled team of therapists. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy that can meet your needs. They'll talk with you and what your plans are to return home, such as if you need to worry about taking the stairs to get to your bedroom, or simple things like getting into the bathtub. They can focus your rehab plan on completing those tasks so that you can safely complete those whenever you return home.
And Summer, you do have, speaking of returning home, you have short-term care, long-term care.
Yes.
How does that work exactly?
Well, our short-term care a lot of times is our people who are in our Moving Forward rehab, but we also have our long-term care program for people who need around-the-clock care that maybe don't have care provided for them at home. We have our 24-hour nursing staff that are there around the clock that can help you with any need that you have. They can administer your medications. We make sure you get your meals. We can also not only work with you with our therapy programs, but provide activities every day to help keep you involved in the community.
And Salem Crossing has a very special place, Augusta's Cottage.
Yes.
So what is the goal at Augusta's Cottage?
Our goal at Augusta's Cottage is, I kind of call it our community within the community. We have, of course, our regular long-term care patients, but we also have our Augusta's Cottage that's a 30-bed memory care unit that specializes in people with a dementia diagnosis. It's a home-like setting, and it helps people to go about their daily activities in a safe home-like setting for people who may have dementia. You'll see that we have frequent activities throughout the day. It's a quieter environment, so you won't hear overhead paging, things like that you would hear in a normal setting. And then we also have it decorated in a way that might make you reminisce a little bit, maybe some old-time era artwork on the wall. And ours in particular in Salem, we have tractor wheels that you can manipulate and just different things that you can work with on a daily basis that might remind you of times before.
Summer, when folks are out there and they've come to that point in their lives where they have to have special needs, special care for a senior, what kind of things should they look at when choosing a facility?
There are several things you can look for, and a lot of things that I always encourage people is to tour. There are a lot of nursing facilities in the area, and it's important to tour. I always tell people we do the same thing, but we all have our own environment. So you have to tour and find the place that's best for you. And it's important to look for, you know, are you smelling odors in the facility? What are going on? Are there activities happening? Do the staff look happy? Do the residents look happy? So those are just different things that you can look for, and you can either come in and schedule a tour for that, or you can just drop in anytime that's convenient for you.
You know, something you should be very proud of. From what I understand, Salem Crossing, and the reason you talk about these things is because you're proud of your facility.
Yes.
5-star rating, right?
5-star rating. We're very proud of that 5-star rating. We are the only building in Washington County that has that 5-star rating, and that's something that we are very proud of. Indiana nursing facilities are ranked on a star rating from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, and we're very proud to have that 5-star rating.
And you should be.
We are.
And you're a big part of that. And something you mentioned, and I've been to Salem Crossing, and I know this to be true, is when you talk about a happy staff and a nice environment, you know, that positive kind of feeling when you walk in the door, that culture is there. So
it's
congratulations.
there.
It is.
Thank you.
And that's due to a lot of your staff, right?
That's right. We have some of the best staff that you can find.
So where does it go from here, Summer? If someone is interested in senior facility, as you mentioned, touring the facility,
yes.
Give you a call, go on your website. How do they set up an appointment?
They can give us a call. Our phone number at the facility is 812-883-1877. You're welcome to give us a call, and if you'd like to have a tour scheduled, go ahead and schedule that tour, or just drop in anytime.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good day. We're following events in Washington this afternoon. President